It is now.
Is his volume down?
That volume's down. This volume's up. There's all kinds of shit you got to do here. And thankfully, I see, or unthankfully, I don't know because we deliver the news, but I see Sea Duck Roberts on here. We thought you might be dead. All that rain down there. I don't even know where that rain came from. Perhaps, I just heard it on the news. There's like 30 people missing in the Nashville area. Where in the hell did 17 inches of rain just all of a sudden come from? I don't know. Maybe it was that hurricane in the Yucatan.
Rebel 21's on here. No, Tina, don't miss you.
Yeah, it might. But I tried to call you today, and we feared the worst. I just saw it on the news. I went, holy shit, man, look what happened to those guys. And then she said something happened in Knoxville with this, and then I see Messer's on here, so I guess you guys are just whining for nothing, no good reason, and join the club. Right? It's a whine-a-thon today, isn't it?
I guess it is.
I haven't been very nice today.
No.
I've had a good excuse, though.
No, there's never an excuse to treat your wife like shit.
Boy.
Oh, we were going to take the boat out today, but Don's been an asshole. The only thing worse than going out on a boat when it's hot is going out on a boat with an asshole. So I didn't go.
Any guys?
Pig Hammer's calling you a pig pussy.
Any guys that have been down here and heard the fire whistles around here from the volunteer fire department? That's what I thought it was this morning. I was like, oh shit. You know, every time I hear that, I was like, oh, poor soul. Your house on fire. You got a medical emergency, and they're calling people in to come to you. I mean, the response times around here, it is what it is. And it's the water pump outside. That's just spewing water everywhere. So that's how I woke up.
We don't have any water in the house. We had to go down. So we can't flush the toilet or do laundry or nothing like that. So we haven't had any mosquitoes in months because it's sort of been a drought. We haven't had rain. So, I mean, there's no mosquitoes. I mean, it's just been wonderful. You still get the damn flies, you know, but not mosquitoes. So we had to go down to the barn and take a shower. And so I just take our big, thick winter robes, just something to throw on and get back up to the house. Well, that was a mistake because he's dragging his ice, going slow. But after you get out of the shower with hot water and soap on you, there ain't nothing a mosquito likes any better. I got tore up from the barn getting up to the damn house. They hit my damn legs. Them mosquitoes eat me alive.
That was your excuse for upsetting me.
Bullshit.
At the top of the air conditioning cabin saying it's too hot and we got to go. I'm in the shower. She's yelling this to me. It's too hot. We got to go.
It's the only thing clothes I had, and it's like a damn winter thing. I don't know why I took it. I don't know why I took it.
Why blame me? You know, I have feelings, too. And yes, we have plenty of water here.
Yes, we're underwater. Our crops are underwater. But we don't have any doves. The doves have left.
So we're working on the dove problem. I'll talk about that. All of a sudden, here come all these mosquitoes after the drought. And where are the dragonflies? Them fuckers migrated out of here with the dove. They're like, if there's nothing to eat around here, why stay? So the dragonflies.
Cornhuskers on here. I told Debbie I'm going to spread her ashes over the yard so I can cut her once a week. And she said, good luck with that cabbage disease where the stalk can't hold up to the head. Oh, Lord. I guess it's a private joke, but...
It's a private joke, but that's what Dennis used to say.
I always say to me,
I'm going to cut your sister tonight.
I'd call him in Tennessee and say, what are you doing? And he'd say, I just got finished cutting your sister. That means having sex.
There you go. All right, where are we at here? So they're all safe now.
Infantryman, thank you for my patch. Thank you. I got that. But the hurricane's hitting right now. Well, you need to get off of here and take cover, son. Get in there.
It's a thunderstorm.
No, he says it's a hurricane.
I know, that's what he's saying. Wants us all to worry about him. Okay,
Tonight
maybe
is-
it's bad. I won't take that.
Tonight
Wait a
is
second. Let's.
Walking Dead. Greg just called and reminded me, and it is the end finale. This is the last season. There will be no more. So we've got to get off of here in time to go in there and get our soda pops made.
I have it recorded. We're fine.
You just need to sit there and shut up tonight, really. And just whatever I say, just agree with it.
No, no storms here. Okay. Let's do the storms. It's been a terrible drive, and I've said that on here. I say it. Watch what's going to happen. It's the deluge. I don't know how this storm just got past us, but it's so wet. I can't get any tractors into the field. I just run up and down the driveway, tipping up these pipes to try to get water off all this beautiful sorghum and chufa, everything else that's coming up, to save it. You know, the roots go underwater. It's all lost, and this stuff is about ready to be flooded in the impoundments. It just happens all the time. So what do? When I do that, I run all the doves out. You're going up and down the driveway into all these pipes are in all the fields where they're at.
So he was raising hell. I mean, screaming raising hell about and he's like, everybody just keeps running the goddamn doves out here. And I was like, Don, it's not me. I'm not going up the driveway. And he said, well, I know. It's me. That's what he
You are
said.
such an...
You are fucking,
So
that is what you said.
That is coming back from the barn where I'm in the shower and she's telling me to hurry up. It's too hot. And then she's going down the stairs. You need to hurry up. The mosquitoes. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. So I think I've done some damage. Now I have a Hail Mary I'm going to throw, which is disking up a couple of fields that need re-sowed anyhow because there's so much water. So this shit will dry out tomorrow. I might be able to get a tractor in there Tuesday and get it done. But right now, the doves are as scarce as white buffalo around here.
Yep. So if you're coming up here to shoot doves,
I have a solution.
I got something else you can shoot.
I have a solution. We're going duck hunting. Have you noticed there's no ducks around here right now?
Where are the ducks?
I think Zena killed one in front of like.
Well, you know
all of them.
what? Greg just said he might have some doves up at his dad's place.
Yeah, fat chance of me going up there. I haven't even been invited to his house yet.
Well, he ain't got no house, Don. It ain't got no electricity. Ain't got no running water.
Ain't got that.
It's gutted.
Hey, Festus.
It's gutted.
He hasn't any water. I will get the doves. I will get the doves.
I don't know where you're gonna get the doves. You're gonna order some in,
I
like
still
for a wedding white dove.
I still have 3 bags of Jap millet down there, and I need to disc it in anyhow. The rain just slaughtered everything around here, so you don't have any rain to get the thing up, and then you got all this. You're just praying for rain, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, so it kills it all. So as soon as it dries, I'm just going to disc that up. And there ain't nothing more dove loves than a nice disc field with some fresh Jap millet.
Oh God! Stop!
You need to lighten up.
Nobody calls me. I'm sorry, Chuck. I meant to call you. I got your message. You said call me when you get a minute. I'm sorry. I've been madder than 10 whores today over him. That's the reason I'm not called you.
Where did you get that from? Where did
Whores
you get that from? No, they don't. They are the nicest.
Whores are always pissed off.
The nicest people when I'm around. They're nicest people.
I've give him a black eye before. He might have another one tomorrow.
Okay, listen. Look at Hammer up here teasing me with the geese. This is some shit talking stuff. You know what I think really might have happened to the doves is somebody picked some corn. I can't believe anybody was able to get in and pluck their corn out of the field, but I don't know. Hammer's teasing me. Did I tell you Larry Drawn just called?
No.
Yeah, Larry.
What's
just
he
called.
doing?
I think we're gonna have Larry and Chris back for the.
Oh
Grand
no!
National. Yeah,
Oh, I'd love it if they'd come back.
Yeah, I think we're going to get those two the marine clowns of Larry and Chris. And like nothing better to do than duck hunt. So.
Well, I'm not doing the Grand National this year, but I'll have you all hooked up right here. But you can drive yourself there and back, because you've quit drinking.
Okay, that came out of left field, but you'll do what I say.
Oh, yeah, right.
You want
right.
You want to keep a roof over your head? You'll do what I tell you.
Shit, honey, I'll divorce you and I'll take every damn roof you've ever had.
There ain't
I
none
will
of that.
take you for everything you've got. You'll be living out there in the goddamn
no
garage.
Democratic society here.
Shit.
I am not some kind of liberal guy that just gets pushed around by chicks. You'll do what these things are called pants I have on. Pants. Okay, I'm done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ain't have no 50 damn geese fly over, not in Tennessee. You ain't never
guys,
had
I
no
already
50
told
geese.
you clowns how to hunt geese down there. There's geese all over the place down there. They don't want to hunt them. They'd rather catch crappie. And you're trying to get me to move down there.
Oh, I ain't trying to get you. I said I'm moving down there. You can go wherever you want, but I'm going to die in them Tennessee mountains, and I'm going to live in a log cabin on the lake. But you can come if you want to. But I'm going.
You can
Make my words, I'm going.
You can get some guy named Scooter to cut you every once in a while you're down there.
I can do better than Scooter. I'm well known in them parts.
Trust
me.
I've seen people in
I
Tennessee.
am well known.
They're all named Scooter.
Half of them's dead, but I'm well known.
Oof, boy, we're not going to make it, are we?
But we're not.
We're just, we are teetering here. This is all made
It's not
up.
been a good day.
This
It's not been a good
is all made
day.
up right now.
And then I called my
Somehow we
damn.
pulled out of our
I
ass.
called my sister just the
I'll
other
tell you how
day,
bad it
just
is
on
here.
the.
Here's my screwdriver and here's my glass of water.
Well, this is how bad I am. I've got a whole damn box.
You guys have no idea the shit's been going on
We
right here
ain't been
today.
happy. So I called my
Ooh-wee.
sister the other day and I said, you know what? I just wondered, does any month look good for you? I was thinking about maybe driving down there and getting a rental car, a rental van, and bringing Mama's stuff back. Because I got a bunch of my Mama's stuff in Gavin's garage. Well, that's all she needed. Just the whimper of I'm a-coming. She called back this morning at 8:30 and she said, okay, now I've talked to Bethany, and Bethany's going to have off for a whole week. And now, have you looked at the price of the vehicles? How much it's going to cost? How much it's going to cost for the plane ride? And I'm like, God, just let me have my coffee. Let me figure it out. But she's ready, and I want to go to Tennessee, and I want to get my mama's stuff, and I want it back here. I just, I need it. Because it's my mama's. That's
But
why.
You're about to move down there where you won't have to haul it all the way up here if you keep on with it.
Well, I can't keep it in Gavin's forever.
Debbie,
It'll go
Debbie,
bad.
do not send her one more real estate listing, or she is coming down. I can't. Every morning I wake up, my email inbox is filled with real estate listings for Tennessee and North Carolina. And guess who lives in Tennessee and guess who lives in North Carolina?
It's
Like,
Fallon
we're
and...
staying here.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Not until you die, but I'm outliving these dogs here. I got things.
Oh,
to
hell, them
accomplish.
dogs would love going to Tennessee.
I'm not going down there to go crappie fishing.
Not Prana. I am going to rent a U-Haul infantryman. Duh.
Don't everyone careful how you, she is vile tonight. Like, careful. Oh, dude, Coda, come on, man. Right in my eye. Come on, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Get
Oh,
him down.
Coda,
Where's our fan somebody
Coda,
sent
buddy.
us?
Coda, buddy. That's no good.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, that's a bad one, big boy.
Where's the
That's a
fan?
bad one.
We've got our fan.
We got another guy trapped in the wilderness with his farting dog, a radio man.
So, chickens, I'm going to tell you something.
Oh, God, don't answer chickens.
No, I was looking for a big fat spoon because I made etouffee for Dawn. That's a New Orleans dish made with crawfish, and that's what I made last night to eat with rice. And I got in my silverware drawer, and I was like, oh shit, Chicken sent us some soup spoons. You know, I've never had a soup spoon ever. So I had them big soup spoons, and it was just so good. And then I needed, well, I know what I needed. I needed a long spoon to get down into a jar. And I had iced tea spoons from chickens. Everything you send is just, we laugh at you when you send it to us. We're like, oh, why the hell did you send us that? It's always just perfect, and thank you. I just love everything you send down here.
He's going to mail a U-Haul truck.
I could use a U-Haul truck. If you've got a U-Haul truck, use one.
Somebody's going to write up, my brother-in-law works at U-Haul. We'll
Master says if the weather's good on the 30th, I can go to Gavin's and load up my truck. Oh, Master, Chuck said, Master, look for my hat when you're down there. Chuck, your freaking hat is in the top of the closet in the barn, and so are all of the Extreme Seal t-shirts that you had laundered and hung up on the damn clothes hangers. They're there, and you have left Infantryman's flask that he sent you all the flasks are here. What the hell happened to you? You went out of here with nothing you needed, but I've got it all in safekeeping. But your t-shirts are here, your hat's here, and your flask is here.
That's the morning after. He was so drunk that morning when he was leaving.
Chuck, bullshit. Chuck wasn't drunk.
Pour him in the car to get him out of here. Damn, Chuck. I didn't even see that one.
I'm so glad that you have a good girlfriend now, Radio Man. You better be good to her. She'll fuck you over.
Oh, yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. So you ready to start talking about cold water?
Huh?
Probably not. I'll take him at the tail end. You can warm him up for that. So what else? Okay. Somebody asked about Admiral Vasily. I don't even know the guy. I know I looked him up. He went through class 170. He's a new guy compared to me, but I don't know why they would. I don't know what the problem is with the 82nd Airborne or the 75th Rangers. I don't know what anything that's going on down there, but the guys on the ground are doing a good job with their hands tied. I think their hands aren't so tied right now. I think they're given some pretty free will to do, but I know they got some extreme rules of engagement on the ground in Afghanistan. But something's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
This is not the same thing as he's talking about, but and chickens, if you could email me, I'd be interested in talking to you about that. Hiring somebody that you have to drive and deliver my mother's stuff. I would be really interested in talking to you about that. So email me, please, tomorrow.
We don't even have room in this house for Chuck's hat.
Ever damn computer I have is blowed up. It ain't worth shit. And I don't have my password for my other.
That knucklehead.
Yeah, I found your hat. Wasn't you listening? I found it.
It's hanging in the closet with all the Extreme Seal shirts you were trying to steal.
Yeah. But anyway, I had to start me a new Facebook page because I couldn't remember the last email. So now that I've started this, you know, you have to go and you have to friend everybody that you was friends with first. But now all of a sudden, I am bombarded on my new Facebook page with all these Afghani videos of Afghani and Iraqi women cooking, you know, on rocks and doing this stuff. It's all Afghani shit all over my damn Facebook page. On the homepage, it's the strangest thing I've ever seen. And normally there's 3 little dots, you know, and you click on that and you can either hide it or delete it or pause it for 30 days. Well, I just keep hitting delete, 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 and they don't go anywhere. I think that I think they're after me, Dawn. There's a cripple girl. Yes, Chuck's flag is still hung up. When you're walking down the steps in the barn, there's the Marine Corps flag hanging up. Yeah, it's backwards.
It's backwards.
Yeah.
Left his hat, left his shirts, he hung the flag up backwards. So
Big Hammer said, I hate old people and kids. Me too. And I hate him. Oh. I don't hate my... we've had a whole lot going on. I won't get into it tonight. But anyway, we've got this new grandson that you all have seen on here before. But I'm just in love. And I'm ready to kill my shit-eating son. But we're going to break loose and tell our whole damn story here in a day or two. We've got some shit to say. No, we don't.
there's Tim.
Where's Tim?
Tim Columbus.
Well, I don't know him. Hi, Tim.
Well, I'm going to get in here a little bit because I'm getting tired of talking about how mad you are. I watched a show today about a guy being interviewed about he was on the Taliban resistance. He was a Taliban resistance fighter, and they are grouping together to fight the Taliban. The fuck you are. You are completely outgunned. They're going to kill every fucking one of you because we left all that shit behind. The Taliban fucking resistance, no, you won't. No, you won't. And that's Joe Biden. And we had an incident on the website here. I got really upset with a subscriber who left the website in a huff because the site was becoming too political. And I talked to Terry, and Terry sends out these surveys of when you cancel, what the problem was. Maybe we'd look at it and we can fix it and stuff. And I knew immediately, too political. There's nobody on this site that is still... How was that? I follow this as close as I can. Too political, it was maybe when Biden and Trump were going at it and, all this stuff. But I haven't seen that. And it turns out he had told Terry, he's a staunch Republican, but he did not vote for Trump. Well, there you have it. You got sticker shock. You got regrets. And so everybody's bashing Biden on here, and rightfully so. And he got all butthurt. And I don't even want to tell you he's a SEAL Vietnam vet, but I will. So careful who you vote for through emotions and all that other stuff. But it's bad what's happening now. It's bad. And I don't know if anybody knows on here, as bad as it's getting in this country and people wanting to protect themselves and buying all these guns, Joe Biden decided to punish the Russians and banned all Russian imports of ammunition into this country. No more. And I read somewhere it was 45 or 55% of the ammunition in this country that we are lacking and we can't get a hold of is Russian ammunition, cheap Russian ammunition. I used to shoot that. You should see the shit I got out there.
We got it off of a place called Dirty what?
Cheaper and Dirt.
Cheaper and Dirt, because we were going through, we had 15-year-olds coming through the damn course, learning how to shoot a gun for the first time. So you're not going to use state-of-the-art damn ammo. And that was something that we could afford with our course, and we used to have a shit ton of that, and it was Russian ammo.
Got a shit ton of it. It's cheap ammo, it's good ammo, it's target ammo, and he has killed that. He has killed that. He is further kicking us down. He's doing anything he can, and it's not him. It's not Biden. Biden's not in charge. He's a little puppet for somebody else up there, so...
I miss you guys down here.
Just keep on rolling, man.
It's I think that for civilians, my sister, my brother-in-law, my nephews in Tennessee, they don't quite understand the interpreters and just how important they are. Those Iraqi interpreters, the Afghani interpreters. You all might have heard of one called Johnny Walker. He is retired now. He lives in San Diego, but he has worked with all the SEAL teams, worked with Dev Group, and those guys save lives. They are embedded with those SEAL teams, and they just they get all the inside information. They can talk to the bad guys without the bad guys knowing what they're doing. They just is so important. And so these guys that have worked with these SEALs and Army, Marines, everybody, but I know the SEALs. They love them guys. They love them. They want them over here. They sponsor to get them and their families over here. And their guys that work so closely with them and saved their lives are stuck over there now with their wives, their children, and there's a good chance they're not going to make it out. And so our guys are feeling like they have betrayed them. Well, Biden betrayed them. The boys didn't. But if you could imagine working hand in hand with somebody for freaking 20 damn years. I mean, this war's been 20 years. They're just like a brother to them. And they're all stuck over there and they can't get back. It's horrible. It's horrible what they're doing. Be quiet, Miss Shawn. Yeah, I heard that too, that they're actually knocking on doors. They are knocking on doors.
Oh, we talked about this going to go on and on and on. I knew this was going to happen. When I first got to Kabul, it was right after I was there in early 2003 after 9/11. And first thing I asked is, what's up with the kites? There were kites flying all over Kabul. All over Kabul. And they were like, the Taliban wouldn't let the kids fly them. All over.
What are you talking about recently?
Kites, the kids with kites.
What was that?
2003, the Taliban wouldn't let them fly them. They wouldn't let them have ice cream. And let the women, there's some Afghan women are really quite nice looking. And they were putting on dresses. Some of them, a lot of them believe they should be in the burqas, but the Taliban took all that away from them. And, you know, a lot of them have not known anything but that now. And it's bad. Taliban are bad. I feel terrible for them, but they'll get around to killing all those people. They'll get around to, they're already burning people alive over there, for God's sakes.
The women,
I haven't heard anything of tame shit.
The women and the children has got my heart. I couldn't imagine being made. I can't. You hear me bitch all the time about putting on a damn paper mask to go in the grocery store. That shit was driving me crazy. But to be made to wear that burqa and not show my face ever outside of my damn house. I mean, nowhere without it. Those little girls. And then you get a little bit of freedom. And you don't have to do that anymore. I know it's not the same thing, but I remember the first time that Dawn and I even walked into Walmart, as stupid as that sounds, without having to have a damn mask on. We even commented to each other, damn, don't that feel good to be able to go somewhere without having that shit on. So for all those little girls and those women that got the taste of freedom, that didn't have to cover up, that could just be the way we are, and then now they're right back to square one and they're just getting the shit hammered out of them. They're being so mistreated. It has to make it twice as bad. It's like if you'd never known any difference, you just never knew any difference. But they did have that taste of freedom. They had that taste of what that would be like. And then it was just ripped away from them. It just blisters me.
And they're all wanting to come to the worst country in the world, America.
Yep.
Most disgusting, despicable bunch of people in the world. Good old America, what it used to be. And here they all come. So.
Well, Don said something to me the other night, and I said, oh, God, we can't do that. And he said, you need to just quit shutting me down so quick. But Don said, should we get on our site? I mean, this is our site. And we got a bunch of red-blooded patriots on here. Should we give the green light for this just to be an open forum that you can talk about politics on here without everybody getting pissed off? And I was like, no, we tried that before and it didn't work. And he said, well, maybe if we did it differently. We're all scared. I mean, we all have so much pressure on us, and we're worried about our country. We're worried about our way of life, our children. I mean, my little grandchildren are getting ready to go to freaking preschool. And Fallon is getting a job. She has a job teaching in this preschool, and she's going to have to wear a damn mask all day, every day that she's there. And anybody 5 and over has to wear one. So that's Remington. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway.
No, I thought the whole Democrat-Republican thing, twists people up a lot. But I think a lot of people are seeing what's happened here, and they got sticker shock. They're like, oh fuck, this guy is fucking everything up, and Pelosi and all that. And I just thought I would probably sleep better at night, allowing some real things to go on the website where we can help somehow. We can motivate each other to get out and to vote the right way, and something along those lines. And how a bunch of what a huge blowjob all this is. It's just terrible.
What?
Guy, I always like saying that. Norman Rockwell's gone, man. He's gone.
Well, I hate that Norman
terrible.
Rockwell is gone. I know that we got static the last time for political views and stuff, but honest to God, at this point where we are in our world, I don't think it matters if you are freaking a Democrat or Republican. We're all fucked. And so if anybody wants to talk on here, I don't know, maybe we need to discuss it more. I don't want a bunch of people getting mad, getting their feeling hurts and leaving, but maybe we need to have a forum, a place where people can express their concerns. I think we're scared.
They can't do it on YouTube. They can't do it on Twitter.
That's right, infantryman. It's not. It's not politics. It doesn't matter your choice. We're all screwed. I mean, people have got to be able to have a place to voice your concerns, I think. So I don't know if this is the place or not. You guys let us know what you think. Maybe if you just want to keep this non-political, then that's what we'll do. But
that's what we've always tried. We don't want to rub anybody the wrong way. We
No.
try to stay away from, the gay stuff and the racist stuff and just different things like that and go. But I tell you, we're going to get a chance to get this country back, and we ought to do our best to try with some intelligent discussion and things everybody should follow and watch, and without just this radical swinging one way or the other. It's maddening if it's overdone, but guys should be able to get on here and say without being censored and different things like that. So I'm not so sure. I would hope this country in the next midterm would take this back before that $3 trillion that we're never going to get back is spent. It's just a calamity. It's a terrible joke.
there are things happening that I believe that nobody, because I'm not political. I'm not big into politics. I can't even stand talking about it, and I don't like politicians. But I need a new car. I need a bigger car. And I went to get one, and there's no damn cars on the car lot. There's no cars. So I come back home, and I get on a website to a place up here called Preston Ford. And that's where everybody goes, a good deal. They don't have any cars on the damn car lot. It's because China makes these one little tiny things. None of the cars anymore have keys. You press a damn button, but you got to have this thing in your pocket. They're not sending all of those, and so none of the car lots have freaking cars to buy on it. It's just, when I went to Walmart yesterday, I went to Walmart to get a few things, and half of the shelves are already bare. My sister in Tennessee was talking about going to the grocery store, and she was talking about the shelves being empty. That's how it fucking starts. I mean, that's how it starts. The little things that you wouldn't think has anything to do with politics or any of this stuff. Now, when there's no cars to buy on a car lot, and there's no bread on the shelves in Walmart, this thing is way bigger than we ever thought it was, and it's about to get worse, and it scares the living shit out of me. That's just me. Switch to manual override. I don't know what the hell that means. Nope, they said China. They told me at the car lot it was China. Maybe it's Taiwan, but they told me China. It's what they told me at the car lot. And it's actually what I read on the internet, that it was China too.
I think we need to put term limits on all these clowns, because when you talk about Ted Cruz is no saint. I swing toward the Republican side, but they all suck too. All of them suck. Can't stand anything. The only guy I'll go with is Dan Crenshaw. He's the only SEAL in history, in politics, that hasn't fucked this up yet.
I love him.
Every other SEAL that ever went into any of this politics has fucked it up.
No. We've got a few out there now that's doing a pretty damn good job. And you know what? You're
Who
right.
is that? They've all been booted.
No, they've not.
From McGuire,
Oh, hell,
what's
that
his
was
name?
years
The
ago.
Secretary of the Interior. All the, come on. They still act like the pirates and they can get away with shit and SEAL team like they did before, and they try to get away with shit and they get got.
What the hell does baby wipes have to do with it? Baby wipes. Can't keep them on the shelves. I wonder what that is. Has to do something about this. I promise you.
Get them all the hell out of here. Some of that Chuck Schumer and all the other bunch. All right.
So anyway, I made some etouffee, crawfish etouffee, and I've never made it for Gavin and Garrett and Debbie. I've got to do it the next time because Garrett would freaking love it. And everything that you need, they sell right there at Walmart. So if chickens can hook me up and get somebody to bring my shit to me, then I'm going to do that. But if not, I'm going to go get my sister. And you're going to be the host.
What does that got to do with etouffee? You keep talking about it. I don't understand.
Is your nose getting bigger, or is it just me? Is your nose just getting so big? It looks like it's getting big.
Yeah, what is?
Big nose.
That fucking, you got a monster nose. You big fucking,
oh,
big
yeah.
fucking nose.
Yeah.
You got a place where you're going to crash tonight?
Ooh, you're in so much fucking trouble.
Just calm down. The Walking Dead's on. You can have a nerve pill or something.
Who's Dan and Morgan? Who the hell's Dan and Morgan? Big J, who's Dan and Morgan? I can't believe you just heard from the boys. I'd be tickled to death if they came back
Gretchen's.
up.
Don't even get me started about Gretchen's. I'll tell you about Gretchen's. I didn't one time when people. I'm not into that type of stuff.
All right, hey, be easy
Gretchen's.
business. Hello,
I'm
shot
no
in the dark.
fucking fan of that rat. But Crenshaw, he does.
No, I don't, Chuck. I don't think that Harris becomes president. I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think anybody will let her do that. She's not done a damn thing. She has stayed hid most of this time. I do not believe that if something happens to Biden that she is going to be president. I don't believe that.
Somebody sent me a video, and I'm going to get it up. And it was President Ford being interviewed and asked a question. He was talking to a bunch of people, and some little girl asked him about a woman becoming the president, and he stumbled around all through that, and at the end he said the only way that's going to happen is if a male president runs with a female vice president and he dies in office. It was too, I'm going to goon it up, but yeah, like that. It was spooky the way it came out of how this would happen. It was deliberate. Basically, I'll put this thing up, but it was not by choice. It was deliberate. You're deliberately going to run with a female as vice president, and then you're going to die in office, and she becomes president. So take a look at it for yourself. You can't make this up if you tried.
Okay, Big J, now I get it. Morgan Luttrell and Dan Crenshaw. Yes, Morgan Luttrell is a great guy. I've met him several times, and his wife, Leslie, was big into the boot campaign. And Leslie brought me on, and I just fell in love with her. And she was actually really, really good friends with Marcus's wife, and then they met, and yada, yada.
He was at our son's
And now
wedding,
he's...
for God's sakes.
Now, yep, they were...
He calls me about phonies. I verified more phonies for Morgan Luttrell than I have for Marcus.
Yeah. But Morgan's a great guy. I think he's going to do a good job. I certainly hope he does get elected. And He's just a good old boy, just
you
like
better
his
leave
brother.
your seal shit at the door. Leave it. Be pulling that old rodeo shit we used to do in fucking SEAL team, because that don't work because people are watching you.
I don't know. I don't think that Dan has left his seal shit at the door.
That's who I said is the only guy right now. You
But
gotta
I love
prove yourself
Dan.
because everyone else has screwed that shit up.
We went to a Army Navy game. We got invited down there to a big football game, Army Navy game, and got to be up in the big expensive boxes and all that shit. And Dan was there, you know, with the patch on his eye and all that shit. And I had a camera because I'm old. Nobody uses a camera anymore. Everybody uses their phones because they got the high-speed phones. But I had a little purple camera in my purse. And I said, okay, boys, everybody get together. Let me get a shot. And I pulled out that purple camera, and Dan Crenshaw said, Miss Shipley, what in the fuck is that? I said, it's a goddamn camera. Shut up and smile. He did. But he's just a good old boy. I love him, boys. They're good. They're good.
There you go. There you go.
Yosemite Sam, I wanted you to come down here so bad, and Chuck said that you were on a trip looking at all of the lighthouses across the country or something, and that sounds so interesting to me, and I'm sure you got good pictures, but I heard that it had to be cut short, and I hope that nothing's wrong. I hope that everybody is healthy and safe in your family.
Chuck is so easy to blame shit on.
What's Chuck's fault? Everything's Chuck's fault.
So easy, man. So easy.
Okay, bye, Big Hammer. I'm getting ready for Walking Dead 2. Now, I'm going to have to go. Let me tell you, I've got to go in there and get my pajamas on.
Why don't you go?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why don't you go? Because they're still asking me about all this cold water. I have all this shit to talk about cold water, but you.
Oh,
hey,
Sam's in the hospital. Oh, honey. I hope you're okay. Well, you know, Greg, I mean...
Waiting, we're waiting.
Chuck says Yosemite. That's what he calls you the whole time down here. You know, Yosemite. Okay, I'm glad you're out of the hospital. Good. All right, guys, I'm going to let Dawn finish up the cold water shit, and I'm going to get ready for my Walking Dead. Bye. Thank you, guys, for everything. Come on, Coach. Let's go. Come on, Coach. Don't be making faces, asshole.
Boy. Wow. Holy mackerel. Okay. Yeah. We all have some shit going on. Okay, so one thing I just do a quick discussion about cold water. Cold water is cold fucking water. You just get in it. You ain't gotta like it. But a lot of dudes can't deal with that. Me, I didn't like it any more than anybody else did. I didn't have that big a problem, though. One of the things that got wrote up here was about a SDV heater getting broke when they sealed it. That there's no heaters on any SDVs. None, ever. The sealed delivery vehicle, the mini subs. What happened was to keep these guys under, and I think those guys are rock stars. I think the record for a dive was over 12 hours underwater for the guys in the mini subs, and you're a rock star when you do that. But some smart guy had invented a suit that would heat, a dry suit, that would heat water and circulate it in an attempt to keep them under. So when you got a pilot and you got a navigator that are flying this sub, the rest of the guys are stuck in back in what's called the coffin. And I mean, you just sit there in the total darkness and you breathe off of boat air. So you got a face mask for boat air that you were breathing off of, and that guy got a leak in his suit. His suit, it didn't work, and it just filled with cold water. And there's really not a lot you can do to communicate except to suck it up. That's what it's called. You're just going to suck it up, Buttercup. And when he got to the pier, they submerged the sealed delivery vehicle on the bottom of Little Creek Cove, and the guys would just come up to the surface, climb out, and get there. I've been there. Cut it out, Michonne. And they all, what you have to do is you have to remove that full face mask and get off a boat air, get onto your dragger in your own face mask. And they think it's called a mammalian diving reflex. That when you hit cold water like that, you go, and they think that's what he might have done, although he was so cold to begin with. I mean, his suit's just filled with this shit. You're in a dry suit, and they couldn't get him out of the boat. When they finally realized that one guy has not come up and they went back down, he weighed so much from his suit being flooded that it took him forever to get out of there, and he died. But if you search Stu Smith, Stu, S-T-E-W, Smith, Fight Science, Stu Smith is a very good friend of mine. We did a lot of training together. We ran courses together. He's a freak show. And Nat Geo ran Stu through an obstacle course and a shooting course, engaging targets, and then they submerged him in ice water, and they finally had to pull him out. He wasn't coming out. His body temperature actually elevated when he was in that cold water. It was amazing to see, and it's on there. It's called Fight Science, Stu Smith, Ice Bath, however you want to do it. And as Stu Smith got out of that, and he actually performed better when he came out on the obstacle course and the shooting part than he did before he got the ice bath. And so I think there are certain people that can, I believe I was probably one, didn't bother me as much as others. I was able to generate extra heat. I know that everybody in my buds class flocked to me to get around me to absorb some heat. But, cold water is just cold water, but coupled with lack of sleep, it'll be the undoing for most guys. You don't get a whole lot of sleep in buds, and they put you in that cold water. What we didn't know is the surf torture during Hell Week, because we were so fragile and frail and infected and just sick. The guys would come out there at night and shine a light in our, while we were being a flashlight, and often ask us a few questions. I remember I just had to verify an officer I went through buds with, and he bit they would put chem lights in our mouth so they could see us out in that dark surf. And he was so cold, he bit that chem light, and chem light juice went everywhere. In fact, gosh, he did, because we got out of the cold water while they washed his mouth out. But that was actually a medical doctor that was putting that flashlight in your face. He was checking to see how far gone you were. And tragically, we lost a bud student in third phase many years ago. It's when I was still in 90s. On the 5.5 mile swim at San Clemente Island. They got him out of the water. He just kind of collapsed when he finished. And they got him up and put him in the dryers. They would turn on the dryers, the clothes dryers, in that thing to warm you up. But once your body, it's like you're trying to melt an ice cube. That does. You got to get water shot up his ass. Hot water up and try to get him from the inside out and not the outside in, and he died. It just happens. Guys will not quit. I think I've talked about this on here, the 30-30-30 rule of guys, and that was done by a friend of mine. He'd been a buds instructor, I think 5 different times, and he called it the 30-30-30 rule. And 30% of a buds class is going to quit no matter what you do to them. They're just going to quit, no matter how easy it is. If you took Hell Week out of the equation, no matter what, they're going to quit. 30% of a buds class will never quit, no matter how hard you make it. It's the guy that in arm wrestling or MMA will allow you to break his arm before he taps out. There are just guys that it ain't happening. And then 30% are kind of on the ropes. They can go either way. as I've said, there's devastating things that happen in buds. You know, one really strong guy in a buds class quits. He'll take fucking 10 other guys with him. Why the hell he can't do it? How the hell am I supposed to? It's really weird how that shit works and how they play the head games on you. But cold water is really just cold water. So I guess if you really, really want it, buds never got hard enough for me to quit, not even to question it. I make fun of the only time, you know, there have been some things written from SEALs that said everybody thinks about quitting in buds. Well, you may have, but I never did, and a whole bunch of fuckers I know did not even come close to it. It never got hard enough. The only time it did for me, and it's just kind of funny, was it was called Hydro Hell Week. And not a lot of people know what Hydro Hell Week is. But Hydro Hell Week is the week after Hell Week. Because you are so broken, your feet are so... They put you in tennis shoes, you don't run anywhere, you walk the chow, they trying to heal you up, and you lose so many guys after Hell Week when you go back, you know, guys that can't make it to Monday because they're so broke from Hell Week. But Hydro Hell Week is a solid week in the water learning hydrographic reconnaissance, and that's that old World War II shit where you're swimming in the beach, and that's all they just swam the shit out of us day and night, and it was brutal cold after Hell Week. And you would have to do these elaborate, detailed charts. I mean, elaborate, of all the depths of everything. And you would do it for the whole class, and they would do it for all. It was amazing, these things. I still have my chart here somewhere. I still have one, and it said, do another on it in red ink. And I was just not neat. I couldn't grasp all that, you know, when guys were really colorful. But you draw the hinterland, guard towers. When you swim up, what do you see? You're sketching it on a piece of plexiglass. That's what we used to use, plexiglass that was molded to our arm, and you would sand it, and then you could write, and you would draw, you know, these guard towers and all the depths of the water and the sand. You would just draw everything. You would bring it back. Guys would decipher and then download, but you would write it all down, what you had, and then you would draw this big chart. And me and one other guy in my buds class were there every fucking single night doing another chart. While everybody else is home having a beer, getting some sleep, and we would get, and the entire compound was empty. Whole buds except me and him. And we would kick our helmets across that compound. I'm fucking quitting in the morning. I've had enough of that shit. I'm fucking quit. Wasn't going to happen. It was over a chart, but it was just, you were so angry that they were requiring that kind of attention to detail from somebody who just couldn't write really well or neat. So, funny stuff now, but cold water's just cold water, man. And I remember my son going through, he was real worried about that. He was skinny. He tried everything to bulk up. And I used to tell him, don't worry, you got to let your body do what it naturally does. You know, you don't want your body to do something it does not want to do, like in SEAL training. You don't want to lose weight. You don't want to gain weight. Whatever you do, just eat regular and get ready and train really, really hard, because if you're trying to do something like that, he didn't fucking listen. It was okay. He was trying to bulk up, that you have a layer of fat on you that's going to somehow help you. The only thing that's going to help you with cold water and having a layer of fat is a fucking seal. Because the blubber on them things, or a whale, is like that thick all over them. It doesn't work on a human. You just got to suck it up, buttercup. So, cold water is just cold water. You're going to get, I think that's where the bottom line is, where guys made it or didn't, is they would realize that I'm going to get warm again. I'm going to get sleep again. And I realized that really early into it. I might be exhausted now and really, really cold, really, really hungry, but I'm going to get a meal. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to get some cold, and I'm going to get fucking tried it. That's all I got to do. This was all you had to do to become a SEAL. That's easy enough, you know. I mean, how hard is that? If you want to be a SEAL, this is what you got to do. So when you look at it in that thing, you know, I'm no flipping hero, man. I had a great time. I just went with the flow. So, That's my spiel on cold water. You either take it or you don't. It just, if it really matters to you, you'll suck it up. If it really doesn't matter to you, you won't. Simple stuff, man. To me, it really mattered, and I went on. But that's also the. I spent almost 5 years in the fleet before I went to Buds. I knew there was something better out there. A lot of guys don't. They don't know what they're getting into, and Buds is a wake-up call. You are thrust in the gladiatorial arena in San Diego, and you just go, holy shit. How are you guys able to do this and get away with this shit? So everybody wants to be a SEAL on a sunny day is what they say. And when you get out there, these guys, they're so... And I get Mike, Captain Mike on here helped me out a lot with a young guy that really wanted to be a SEAL. And he had some trouble later on in the Army. And begged for help, but the Navy wasn't going to take him after you had trouble in the Army. It's just a long story of guys that come to me with some of these problems, and you want to try to help them. But the problem with you, when you get into trouble, or you've had an incident with your shoulder, you got a pin in it now, nobody in the Navy is rah-rahing and rooting for you. We just look at you as a statistic of one of the guys that's potentially never going to make it through, no matter what you say. And, I'll never quit. I'll never let you down. I'll never do that. And you just look at him and you go, you want to try to be there for him, but that's the way you're already starting a Navy procedure that goes through of me passing you along to the next guy and through the mentor program. Nobody looks at you like that. They've all heard it before. They've sat right next to you in the surf zone and watched you get out of the water and quit. So there's not a whole lot of, he's a really good guy. He'll make a great SEAL. Let's pump him through, because everybody knows he's going to fucking quit. If that makes sense. Do they all? No, they don't. But there's not a whole lot of, he's really motivated. He's going to do it. No, that dog don't hunt, man. So, there you go. All right, I'll take a C for promotable. Say we're in a winter class. A winter class is, in my opinion, a class that starts in September. And you go through Hell Week in October. We had a very cold. San Diego never really gets warm. I think it's September, whatever. I graduated in February. So I know... my best buddy was in class 127, a very small class. They had a horrible Hell Week in December, but they were getting sunburns in the third phase on San Clemente Island. We didn't get that. Our class was cold from the beginning and cold to the end. Was our Hell Week the worst Hell Week ever in something like that in December? No, it was bad, but we graduated in February, so you can see the progression. So I call a winter class a class that graduates in February, and I was in one, and I'm not wrong. Guys, winter Hell Week versus a winter class. So there you go. No, we never paid any attention to sharks. I get that all the time. The instructors used to pump us up. I'll never forget my first night swim in Buds was an admin 1 mile night swim in the bay in San Diego, and you're like, ooh, there's shit in here. But then you are so focused, no matter what you're doing, of getting to the finish line or doing what you're tasked to do, that you don't pay any attention to it. There's no time to, when you're attacking a ship or sub or something like that, you're so focused on what you're going to do when you get there, or the actions and the remote chance of anything happening like that. No, sharks don't freak seals out, not even one little bit. Everybody has a seal story. Nobody likes encountering them, but it's the furthest thing from your mind when you're actually out there and doing that stuff. We've only had one seal killed by a shark, and that was while he was hanging out with some chick on a deserted beach in Puerto Rico. He got bit by a shark, and she couldn't get help in time before he bled out. And that's it. I don't even never heard of one getting bit by a shark. I know a guy at Team 4 got bit by a crocodile in South America or some shit, but no. I know a platoon of guys at Team 4 that bivved up in the jungle at night in somewhere down, I think it was Panama. And when they all woke up, they were all sleeping in puddles of blood because the vampire bats came in there at night and bit them all and drank all their blood, and it anticoagulates you. And they're all like, "Oh my God, what the hell is this?" They just had a field day with vampire bats. So there's always some shit like that going on, but there you go. Anything else? What are we looking at here? 9 o'clock. Let's see if anybody else had anything, as long as it's not Chuck. Yeah, they are tearing down the Bud's compound. All the tank is going, anything. Everything. And it's about time. That was an ancient building. All the teams were back then. Team 1 was the first team to get a new building. It was the same one we'd had since Vietnam. And as I said on here before, when I became a SEAL, we didn't have a lot of money. We paid for a lot of our own stuff. We used to pay for our own food. I used to favor canned peaches when I would go out. Buying your own stuff. And now they got a lot of everything. So it's gone from the Vietnam days when we were a mere signature away from being disbanded for life, because the Navy had a tough argument of keeping the Navy SEALs when they had the Marine Corps. Why do you need these guys in the Navy when we have the Marine Corps and they're already assigned to the Navy? It was a tough fight, but I don't think they'll get rid of it. They certainly got rid of underwater demolition teams for that very reason, and consolidated. And we were one signature away from being disbanded for forever in the very early 80s. So I don't know. I hope that helps about cold water. I don't like cold water, I can tell you that. I don't like having a cold shower. I don't like swimming in pools anymore. It takes an act of God to get me out in that pool. I just don't like the much of it. I spent too much time in it. So I'll get out there. I was out there with Chuck and everything else. It just all depends who's in there. But I would, whatever. Thanks, Terry. Do you want to call me tomorrow, Don? I don't know how to take that. Does that sound kind of funny? Do you want to call me tomorrow, Don? No, I will call you. We're fine as long as you're on notice that I am going to throw a real Hail Mary here, and I'm probably making more of one of those. There's enough doves around here, but no, hard hat divers don't go through buds. We had a guy in my buds class that was a diver. He wasn't a hard hat diver. They get wrapped up into that stuff, but there's no reason for a hard hat diver. Let me tell you about buds and diving. SEAL diving is real. The Army controls all parachuting in the military. Whatever the Army says goes as far as parachuting. And they make all the rules that the Navy and the Marine Corps and everyone else has to abide by. And the Navy makes all the rules for diving. You have got to abide, no matter what branch you serve. You're abiding by the Navy manual on diving. And then SEALs, there's really no reason for us to go below 15 feet. That's not what we do. We're underwater combat swimmers. We don't go down there and fix shit. We're not looking at clownfish. We dive in these dirty, nasty harbors, and we do it almost exclusively at night. And the only time we go below 15 feet is when a ship comes over the top of us. We go down there and fucking stick our arms in that mud as deep as we can, and we hang on while those props churn over the top of us. Before you get sick on a dregger, you can go to 50 feet for 5 minutes. That's it. And you had better be above 20 the entire time that you're diving. But you can take an excursion down to 50 feet for 5 minutes on a dregger, pure oxygen, without feeling that. So there's no reason for any kind of Navy divers to go through buds unless they're giving up the whole Navy diver thing and wanting to become SEALs. And there's plenty of SEALs that were Navy divers before, but not vice versa. You know, guys leaving SEAL team to go be Navy divers. we used to send a lot of guys to EOD school. They would go to EOD school, which is a very demanding school, and you would have to go through. They didn't give a shit that you were a SEAL and knew anything about diving. You'd have to go through, I think, second class dive school, and then you would go to EOD school, and then you would progress from there as SEALs, and then they would come right back to a SEAL team, EOD qualified. Well, EOD had enough of that shit after a few years, and they're like, no. They put a thing on. You guys want to go through EOD school, that's fine, but you're going to serve a few years in an EOD unit before you go back to SEAL team. So they would go through all that crazy diving. That diving is no joke. That hard hat saturation diving is, God bless those guys. But 15 feet, baby. That's all we do. Just so nobody could see on the surface. You swim past. If that makes sense. There you go. That's right, you did. Sea Duck. I know I called you today. I wanted to talk, and I wanted to see how you were doing. I didn't know if you were still alive or not. I just got that news report today that everybody in Nashville was in bad shape, and I just was worried about you. That's it. So, yes, I'm going to stay in touch with you guys, get you up here, and we're going to do anything. And it looks like Larry Drawn and Chris are going to come up for the Grand National. I didn't mention that. I think I did, but everything's fine here, guys. Everything's okay here. I'm just having a couple of those days with all this rain. I'm just pumping shit and draining stuff, and here it comes again. So hopefully we're set. We'll be in good shape. If I can get in there, plow the fields, and re-sow them, because the only thing a Doves loves more than a free meal is one on fresh plowed dirt. I'll see you guys. I've got to go with the old... Oh boy, she's in rare form, man. Wish me luck, guys. Okay. I will see you guys later. Take care.